In this video, I'll be going over how I built my new 2025 992.2 911 Carrera base model. This is only for the US configurator. Let's go ahead and build it. So for color, I went with GT Silver. I was going back and forth between Ice Gray, Vanadium, GT Silver, and also looked at chalk. But I think GT Silver is a great color that just can't go wrong with it pretty much. But Ice Gray in person looks amazing. But for this case, I just went with GT Silver. As far as wheels, initially I had the Carrera S wheels in satin black, which they look like this. Um, Looked at many videos, reviews, different pictures of the satin black wheels, and eventually I switched it to the RS Spider wheels in the anthracite gray. And just think that is a much better look. And I believe it's the same wheel color, wheel and wheel color combination that you can get on the 992.2 GTS. So I think the gray and the GT silver is a good match here. Um, for the interior colors and material, I went with the leather interior in black with chalk stitching. One thing to note is that if you do not select the leather package, this section up here on the dash pretty much looks like plastic. So when you're driving the car, you pretty much stare at the plastic dashboard, but the leather interior really does jazz it up, especially for the, you know, the 130 plus K for the car. And that does come with a bunch of different things here that come in chalk. And then the chalk stitching, as you can see, just some really nice contrast to break up the black part or the interior. As far as seats, was trying to decide these here. I eventually went with the 18-way sport seats. They give you more adjustability. You can see them here in the picture, but in person they do look great. I did go with ventilated seats as well as adding the rear seats. Um, an interesting fact is the rear seats have this cubby where this part folds down. So if you have like a bag or something, you could put it underneath that cubby. So it's going to be useful for me. But the the 992.2s looks like they don't come with those rear seats by default. With packages, I added the premium package. Let's go ahead and take a look at all the things that it comes with. So you get surround view, very useful when you park. Now it has the ionizer. It has those ventilated seats, so it probably did the price adjustment from when I selected it earlier. Has a lane change assist, so when you change lanes, it's going to light up if there's like a car next to you in your other lane. That's a pretty good safety feature to have. And it has that storage net in the passenger footwell. So these assistance systems, so the adaptive cruise control comes standard with the premium package, but what I did was select the InnoDrive, which comes with the active lane keep. On long drives, that active lane keep does come in handy just to keep me centered in the lane. I had an Audi recently, so I'm assuming it's a similar technology, but I did use that all the time, including things like traffic jam assist, um, just you know keep you relaxed during your commute or on long drives. I'd say it's useful to have. And then you can always turn off those the active lane keep if you're driving sporty. Um, the audio and communication, I kept it with a Bose sound system. Burmeister would be awesome, but not for almost $3,000. So going to select that. Um, for the steering wheel, I went with the heated GT Sport steering wheel in leather. The GT Sport steering wheel is awesome. It's smaller uh, than the regular 911 steering wheel. Just feels a little bit more sporty, and the heated functionality can be useful for the winter times there. So went with that, and looks like adding all those adds $6,700 to the price. For exterior packages, I would love to get the Aero kit. I believe it looks great, makes it look, you know, very, very sporty, but I did not go with that because of the price, and I would much rather do an Aero kit on something like an S or a GTS. But still think the Aero kit is awesome, but not for almost $7,000. Sport design package is interesting. I did not add that, but it does come with a refresh front bumper here where it has these inlets, and it does have the side skirts and then the rear fascia here. I believe this part is painted. So it does make the car look a lot nicer, but I think in this case I did not go with any of those. And here in this section you could just add the side skirts. Um, I did not add those, but they do look pretty awesome. What I'm planning to do is add the GT3 side skirts. They give you a little bit more protection on the sides, and they are a lot cheaper than 1300. I did add the under door puddle light projectors. Um, I had a car recently that I owned that had one of these light projectors, and I thought that was pretty cool. For $160, that's a nice touch. So when you open the door, it's going to display Porsche right underneath the door. So let's say if there's any puddles or anything, I believe the illumination is not that high, so it's not going to show a lot, but it's just a nice touch to have. For the sunroof, I did get the glass sunroof. Um, I do think it looks great with GT Silver. It kind of breaks up the that roof section there and lets a lot more light in the cabin, and good to have to open up and then just enjoy the exhaust and some great sounds there. I did add the preparation for roof transport system just in case I decide to add a roof box or perhaps skis. For $60, I think it's a nice to have. As far as decals, I was going back and forth with changing it to just 911 or having the 911 logo on the rear high gloss black, and then playing around with the Porsche logo itself. I ended up just selecting the 911 logo and rear high gloss black, just that section, because the 992.2, the new rear tail light assembly, this part right here where the Porsche logo is black. So if you select the Porsche logo in black and rear high gloss black, it kind of blends in a little too much for me because 992.1, how the tail light assembly worked, you could still see half of the logo if it was even if it was painted black because the tail light assembly wasn't as there was a section here where it would be like half body paint, if you will. So I do think just looks better like that for me. But of course, I've not received the car, so we'll see. Another nice option would just to be the delete and just have it as is. That looks very clean, but decided to go with that 911 logo in high gloss black. Uh, did not add any decals, although I've seen this decal in person on other Porsches, and it does look pretty nice, especially with those wheels, but decided against that. For the performance section, um, I was going back and forth on the front axle lift system, but since the car is not lowered or doesn't have the sports spasm, I think on the base model you get enough ground clearance there where you're not going to use the front axle lift all the time, but it would sure be a nice option to have. But I did not end up selecting that. What I did select though was the sport exhaust system in black. I think that ties in nicely to the rear bumper. So let's switch that to silver. Looks nice too, but I think it gives it a nice clean look when that's in black right there. Did add the power steering plus. Um, I had this option on a previous Porsche, but um, it gives you that reduced steering effort at lower speeds. So I'm gonna add that for 300. I also added the extended range fuel tank for $230. I think the extra range is nice, and it also puts weight in the front. So it puts it puts weight in the right place. If that makes sense. For lights and vision, um, the base lights look pretty good. They have that half circle thing going on there, but what I did was add the Matrix Design headlights. It is very pricey at $1,780, but I do really like um, the the daytime running lights of those. One thing that I added right at the end was the exclusive design taillights. Um, what this does is clear out the black, or the taillight assembly here, so it doesn't have that red, and also the brake light up here. And I think that's just completes the look for me. One thing that I'm, really hoping to see in person is that since I selected the RS Spider wheels in the anthracite gray, the exclusive design taillights actually um, they add, I guess they're calling it the pagoda, but this section right here that goes the entire length of the taillight is also painted in that anthracite gray. So um, should be really nice to see that with the wheels, and hopefully it's a nice match there. Did not add a rear wiper or any of these. And some of these interior packages and trim, they're they're nice. I mean, I think it's kind of a bonus on this point, but some of these trims where you could change the exterior color of this dash trim here looks really cool, but I did not end up selecting any of those, and then didn't get this type of stitching. I added the Porsche crest on the headrest for $300. I think that's a nice addition there. Or else this part here would just be just black, and I think just plain black with anything. But adding that crest there, I think gives it a nice extra touch. I did not add any of these backrest shells painted or in leather, anything like that. I think that the 18-way seats, um, the back of the seat is like a plastic, and on the 14-way, it's a leather. So um, that's fine with me. On the 18-way seats with it being plastic. I think that's why they give you some of the options here to change the backing. But I also did not go with colored seat belts. I think it would look nice. But I think with the chalk stitching already, I'm just gonna go for a clean look, even though having the seat belts and chalk would be a nice touch, but did not want to fall for selecting everything here. So I'm trying to keep a budget in mind. So the heated GT Sport steering wheel and leather. Um, let's see what else here. These would be nice. The vehicle keys painted, but I believe you can probably go on Amazon and find the little kit where you could change your key. So I did not go with any of those. Did not go with any of these options. These would be neat. Um, the center console, changing that to race tax or having a logo on there would be cool, but I decided not to add any of those. The fire extinguisher would be a great touch for $140. It goes on, I believe, under the passenger seat, but decided to not select that, even though it does look cool if you've ever seen that in pictures or in person. And then assistance systems kept it with the surround view, or sorry, what is included in the premium package. And then this is what I modified there of the drive with adaptive cruise and active lane keep, which I will definitely use on road trips and things of that nature. Yep. I think if you add the smoking package, it gives you this little tray right here. I did not select that. Initially, I did select the preparation for the Porsche dash cam, but my understanding is that uh, this is kind of the pre-wiring for the Porsche dash cam, but you can only use it with the actual Porsche dash cam, which you have to buy separately, um, and then get that installed. Yeah, I think I'm going to just go with a third party dash cam. So, and stuck with the Bose, that is part of the premium package. And this is my build at, let's see here, at 151. Little pricey. Um, see if I missed anything. Yep, I think I did add the delivery experience. I'm thinking about doing European delivery. I have that checked. Let's see if I can get some dates on there. But basically, this is my build. Let's go into the 360 view to check it out. Yes, I think the wheels, GT silver, and then the clear tail light in the back, just really nice look on this car. I would love to add a aero kit, but maybe in the future. Um, but yeah, thank you for watching, and let me know if you have any questions on any options that you're thinking about adding, or if you place an order yourself for your 992.2. Um, Hoping to get this car before the year ends, and I will be posting videos of delivery as well as driving it around. Um, Thanks for watching and have a nice day.